Good afternoon. As my colleague said, my name is Purí Deví. I am a disciple of Sadhguruji, and I'm here today to talk to you about yoga for children and how to make it happen in a way that children can understand easily. Before I start, I'd like to do a Sadhguruji Puja to my Sadhguruji, from whom I learn everything I know about yoga and my greatest example of selflessness. I offer my daily work to make the practice of yoga a reality in all schools for children. Shri Shiva Puja to the Adi Guru, I offer my tapas so that it allows me to walk always closer to the Adi Guru, to his light. I believe I am here today because I have something to say to those of you who feel a calling to work with children, but also to all of those of you who are afraid to do so. If we want to visit a foreign country, we will have to speak a language other than our own, a language that those people can understand. Well, it's the same with children. All we have to do is learn to speak their language, a language they can understand. But what are the children's specificities? A child is a human being at the beginning of his development. He or she is not a small adult because he or she functions in a very different way, physically, energetically, emotionally, and mentally. Their way of thinking, learning, expressing themselves are very different from that of an adult. And that is why it is so important to understand his specificities in order to help them grow as harmoniously as possible. What about children's rights? The history of children is marked by a great lack of respect for childhood and by the increase in awareness of the particularities of this phase of life, so fundamental for the correct development of a future adult. But there is still much to be done in this regard. The 19th and 20th centuries marked the new period in which the first statues of the child were created, outlining the rights that should be respected for the full development of the child to occur. The Convention on the Rights of the Child was made official by the United Nations on November 20, 1989. Today, much has been done, and a large proportion of children have the opportunity to grow up healthy, learn at a good school, understand the world through games and play with a good family that supports them with quality food. However, there are too many children from whom this is not yet a reality. Around 250 million children in the world do not have access to primary education, and the majority of them are girls, who even today in many countries are deprived of their rights to education. Every year, around 12 million girls are forced into childhood marriage. This terrifying scenario, which also occurs in developed countries such as United States and in most countries in the European Union, means that these girls have a significantly reduced chance of completing their education, are more likely to suffer domestic violence, and are more likely to become pregnant too young for their bodies to handle. This practice is decreasing. However, there is still much to be done before we reach a reasonable situation where all girls see their lives protected and no one is forced into marriage again, with all the terrible consequences that this has on their lives. Furthermore, the child's right to live in safety is also under threat. Society continues to be permissive when it comes to the so-called pedagogical spanking. Then when applied at the right time, does no harm. Well, this is not correct. There are countless studies proving that physical punishment not only has no pedagogical value, but also encourages bad behavior, causes trauma, and affects the child's development. Children should be treated with respect and dignity, not as someone's property, nor as someone who needs permission to be happy. And I bring you this sentence from Maria Montessori saying, we should believe in the child as a Messiah as the savior capable of regenerating the human race and society. Children are valid human beings with the same status and importance as any young person, adults, or senior member of society, but they are bearers of a light and hope that can transport them to a bright future now, if we offer them our gift of light every day. And that is why we teach yoga for children. Practicing yoga from childhood will allow children to maintain certain qualities that are inherent to them, such as joy, creativity, flexibility, and develop many of those that they have yet to acquire, such as learning the correct way to breathe, strengthening muscles and joints, particularly the spine, a greater capacity for concentration, a greater awareness of themselves and others, as well as the acquisition of strategies that allow the child to maintain a state of balance and well-being when faced with the challenges of their growth. The practice of yoga at our school is recommended for children aged 6 and over, at which point the child will be able to understand and experience all technical disciplines. However, children from 3 years old have already enough self-awareness to begin pre-yoga classes. In pre-yoga, children will be introduced to the various technical disciplines of yoga, and although they may not yet be able to perform most of them with maximum efficiency, they will learn about their goals and the path they will take to achieve them. This preparation will have a very positive impact on the child's ability to extract maximum benefit from the practice of yoga at age of 6. And we also know that children that practice yoga from their mother's womb, as many of these we have here today, have even more benefits. To do so, we use the 14 technical disciplines of yoga. In order to give quality yoga to children, we support our classes in these 14 technical disciplines. They are taught according to a class structure that is taught to all yoga teachers and that will allow them to give balanced and complete yoga classes. But to make these classes more appealing and for the child to learn more easily, the teacher must provide a set of objects that help to capture their attention. The magic suitcase or magic chest are containers, can be boxes, suitcases, chests, that store these educational and playful objects, which will differ depending on the theme of the class. The magic chest can never be a box containing toys without any specific function, but rather a home for playful objects with very specific functions in each yoga exercise. So now I will call my demonstrators to come on stage. Podem, por favor, subir e vir para os vossos lugares. Anda, Vitória. They are all very blessed because their parents are yoga teachers, so they have contact with yoga since very, very little in their lives. And I would like to present them, of course. This is Ariana. Quantos anos tens, Ariana? She's 10 years old. This is Mia. How old are you, Mia? Quantos anos tens? 8 years old. And you are? Qual é o teu nome? É a Vitória. E tens quantos anos, Vitória? A mana ajuda. Pode dizer em português, não faz mal. Tem 5 anos, a Vitória. E o Miguel, que tem 11 years old. Thank you for being here today. So they will help me show you how yoga for children really works. About the magical chest, I brought some examples. First of all, we have our good friends, the stuffed turtle. The stuffed turtle can be amazing to help massaging children's back during certain staying in asana. children will stay more time in the position as she wants the turtle to reach them. Então agora eu vou-vos pedir para fazerem o asana da tartaruga. They will do a kurmasana. And it's amazing how these simple objects make a child achieve more time staying in the positions, almost as if they were adults. Okay, podem desfazer. Now the turtle made her job. And next we will call our best friend, where is she? A simple ball. A simple ball can help us relaxing children's body during Yoga Nidra, but also helping with staying during the asana, like Chatuspadasana. Então vamos fazer o Chatuspadasana, a prancha. They can pretend... Faz de lado, Ariana, se faz favor. Podes fazer de frente para a mana. Oh, sim, tá bem. They can pretend they are slides as the ball rolls over their body. Ok, podem desfazer. E agora deitamos a relaxar. É só um bocadinho, tá bem? Even when they are relaxing, the ball can roll over their bodies, relaxing their arms, their legs, their feet. Obrigada. Podem voltar a sentar. Another must-have for the yoga teacher is the magic wand. Magic wands can help us verticalizing children's back. Podes te virar de lado, por favor. Vamos sentar com as costinhas direitas. Para toda a gente ver que as vossas costas estão direitas. Para este, pode ser para este. They can also help us seeing if pranayama is being done correctly, touching the bellies during Anadama pranayama, for example, or even in dharana, touching the points where we want the children to concentrate. A soft cloth can be the best friend of a yoga teacher during Yoga Nidra as well, since it allows him to relax a large amount of children in little time. Então agora vou-vos pedir que se deitem novamente para relaxar. If you have a big class, vira os pezinhos ali para a mão, pode ser? Obrigada. With a big cloth, you can, with one movement, pass through many childs. And they are instantly relaxing. More or less. Podem sentar, obrigada. Then we have the finger puppets. Finger puppets. Here. Então, one finger puppet to each of you. Finger puppets are very good friends when we want to do trataka. Então agora cada um de vocês vai pôr o dedo, o vosso boneco no polegar e vamos levá-lo a andar na roda gigante. Now we will ride the giant wheel. And as we take our little friend through that ride, we always look at him. Tens que olhar para ele, Vitória, senão ele foge. Muito bem, já podem pousar o vosso bonequinho. Then we have the concentration hats. Então vamos fingir que vamos meditar. Vamos pôr as mãozinhas no colo a fazer uma concha, as pernas cruzadas, as costas direitinhas. Quando o chapéu da concentração vos tocar, vocês vão se sentir muito mais concentrados. As the concentration hat touches their head, they instantly become masters of dharana. Está a desfechar, Vitória. Very well. Almost reaching Samadhi. Then we have plasticine. Plasticine has the ability to transform your manasika into reality. This was made in a class where we imagine the planet covered with love, every people practicing yoga, and then we made it with the help of plasticine. And also these cardboard sneakers, they are really helpful to teach children how to tie their shoelaces in order to make the exit of the yoga class much more efficient. What about games? Games and play are the most effective way for children to learn. Through them, children face the world, learn its rules, learn to socialize and to solve problems. Through them, real-life situations are recreated, through which children play roles, imitating the behavior of adults, experiencing different moral values and situations for which they are not yet prepared in real life, but which they will challenge themselves to overcome in the game. For example, the statue game, in which they practice remaining still, or the hopscotch game, in which they practice hopping on their toes without losing their balance. Around the age of 3, the game appears alongside the child through the imagination, where the child actively creates through his imagination and recognizes symbols to represent reality. But it's from the age of 6 or 7 that the rules of the game can be understood more clearly by the child. So the use of games will provide development at various levels, whether social, moral, or intellectual, and will also stimulate imagination and the internalization of rules of social conduct. And now we reach to the point of game of yoga for children. Yoga class games should always have clear objectives that aim at the healthy development of the child, should be fun and challenging, stimulating their interest and attention. Now I will teach you some yoga games I regularly use with children and have very good results with. You will see that most of them are traditional games adapted to yoga. The first of all is called Eka Dvi Yoga is Good for Me. And it is meant to use to perform asana with children from 6 years old onwards. This game aims to train stillness in asana. And in the yoga version of the game, there is one child 1. Miguel, podes-te levantar, por favor. E podes-te virar de costas para mim, de frente para a parede lá do fundo. Miguel will be child 1. He takes the teacher's place. And all the others start from a line away from the first child. Então as meninas, vamos ficar as 3 aqui nesta linha, por favor. Não, isso é depois, tá bem? Then, the child 1 shows the chosen position. Agora podes mostrar o teu asana, Miguel. Qual é o asana que vais escolher? Pode ser o camelo que estiveste a treinar há bocadinho, ou outro qualquer que tu queiras. Ok. He chose Ustrasana. Now, the child 1 turns his back to the other child, viras de costas, and says, Eka Dvi Tri, yoga is good for me. Se quiseres podes dizer em português, Eka Dvi Tri, o yoga é bom para mim. When he says this phrase, every children can walk with baby steps. It is not allowed to run in this game, so only baby steps. But when Miguel turns again to them, they must be in the asana he told them to. Okay? So let's try. Vamos tentar uma vez. Podes começar. Asana do camelo, asana do camelo. Do camelo, do camelo, do camelo. Isso, levanta a rabinho. Agora as mãozinhas nos pés, Vitória. Isso. Ok. Já podem desfazer? Próximo asana. Qual era o outro? Ok. Next asana is Chakrasana. Estão prontas, meninas? Ok, muito bem. Podem voltar aos lugares. This was just a small presentation of the game. Then when one of the child reaches the teacher position, she switch places with the teacher. Next game is called chair game, and it is meant for asana as well. It works really well for little children from 3 to 7 years old. Most of you must know this traditional game where generally the teacher puts some music on, the children dance around the chairs, and then when the music stops, they sit, and the one who cannot find a chair stays out of the game. The yoga chair game is a bit different. It is meant to be used in schools where you definitely will have chairs in your classroom, although it can also be adapted for the ashram. In this game, the chairs must be arranged in a circle and each one should have an asana anthropomorph drawing pasted on it. And there must be chairs enough to every children. Then the teacher plays some music and kids dance around the chairs. But when the music stops, everyone has to perform the asana they stood in front of. Let's see a small video. Let's see a small video that can show you how it works. They are dancing around the chairs. There's some music on. When the music stopped, first they don't know what to do, but then they start performing the asana. This works really well with very little children. It is really fun. The next game is called the Rainbow Game. It is indicated for children from 3 to 5 years old. The goal is to keep child's attention throughout the class, leading them to experience all the technical disciplines and train their fine motor skills. All you need is a board game. That's the rainbow. You can see backwards. That it is made from a card, and I painted myself, so it's very easy to do. Then you can have colored rice or colored pasta, a spoon, containers, and cards with the technical disciplines drawn. Oh, I didn't explain how it works. So, sorry. So, to play this game, the child has to remove a card and do the exercise the card tells him to. Then he has to paste the rice or the color or the pasta of the exact color of the card in the correct place in the rainbow. And he does this with all the 7 colors, and you have a complete yoga class with this game. Next game, it's called Let's Do Well. This is a simple and fun game meant to improve self-correction and the taste for correcting execution, and to understand the importance of doing well. The only materials you'll be needing is cards with photos of the exercise to be performed in duplicates, one of which must have an error in the execution that the child can detect. So let's play. Which one do you think is the correct asana? Number 1 or number 2? Number 1. Very well. So let's please stand up and perform the asana number 1. Let's raise our arms. This is a balanced position, so you have to concentrate. We have a very good class over here. Não acham que temos uma ótima turma? And now we can do it to the other side. These are professional children. Ok. Now, next asana. Podem sentar-se só para as pessoas conseguirem ver. Obrigada. Which one is the correct? This one, number 1, or number 2? Number 2. Number 1? No, number 2. So let's perform Hanumanasana. With the right leg in the front, sobes. Estica a perninha da frente. Isso, podes pôr as mãos no chão. Isso. Have you given up? And now to the other side. That's. Agora. Põe os dois joelhos no chão. Isso. Depois esticas a perna para a frente. Não precisas deixar o pé deslizar tão para a frente. Ok. Let's see what's coming next. This asana, number 1, or number 2? Are you sure? Number 1 is so appealing. Okay, number 2. So let's perform number 2. Let's cross our legs. Pernas cruzadas. A mão direita atrás das costas. Right hand on the back. A mão esquerda agarra o joelho esquerdo. The left hand grabs the left knee and we rotate. And smile. Exactly. Left leg grabs the right knee. That's the correct description. And then we switch to the other side. Okay. Last one. Is this the correct Dhyanasana or this one? Number 1 or number 2? Number 1. Very good, Yogi. Okay. Next game, it is the charades. In the charades, children picks a card where the following will appear. The name and drawing of an animal, and the name and drawing of the corresponding yoga exercise. The child sees the chosen card and hides its image so that no one else can see it. So now I will call Mia. Pode vir aqui? I will show a card to Mia. Now she will make a charade through mime, and you have to tell me what is she performing, what is she imitating. Not a bird. A wing. Very good, Paramaguru. So, vamos fazer todos. So, now we can do Pakshasana, the wing asana. Okay? I see you so happy to do this asana. The children are also so happy. Oi? Quem não conseguir esticar a perna pode só agarrar. Olha, Vitória, olha para mim. Pode só agarrar assim o pezinho, sem esticares a perna. Boa. Concentra-te num ponto. Eu sei que eles não estão a ajudar, estão todos ali a mexer-se de um lado para o outro. Ok, now to the other side. Para o lado oposto. Ok, vamos desfazer. Próxima mímica. É para a Ariana. Anyone? Turtle. That's right. So now we can perform Kurmasana, the turtle asana. This one is easy. All of you know it. The next will be very funny. So I will ask Mia and Ariana, both of you, to do it. Sabem qual é, não sabem? Nem preciso de mostrar. Sem fazer sons. Without producing any sound. Monkey! That's right. And then we would do Hanumanasana, but as we have done it in the previous game. Eu sei, exato, é isso que eu estou a dizer. We will not do it now. So, next game is a game meant to teach the mantra. All you have to do is write down the lyrics of the mantra, then remove some of the words, and finally mix them up. Then ask the children to place the words in the correct places, and finally perform the mantra with them. So let's try it. The first phrase of our mantra is Jaya Ganesha. Then one word is missing. Which one is it? Palavra falta ali. Jaya. So Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Pahimam. Okay, correct. Then Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Very good. Then we can show the entire lyric and perform the mantra with them. Next game, it is called the Truth Game. It is similar to the Broken Phone game, and its goal is to facilitate the learning of mantra as well. So the students and the teacher sit in a circle. Vamos fazer círculo, pode ser? And the teacher whispers a word or a phrase or the entire letter of a kirtanam into the ear of the next student. The child repeats what she heard into the ear of the next student, and so on until the last student says out loud what she heard. Okay? So let's start. Tens que dizer o que percebeste. Tens que dizer o que percebeste. Diz o que ouviste, mesmo que não te pareça fazer sentido. Diz ao ouvido do Miguel. Não queres dizer? Queres que a Mia diga ao ouvido do Miguel? Então vá, Mia, diz lá ao ouvido do Miguel. Vamos começar de novo. Espera. Gopala, very nice. If you have a big amount of children playing this game, it is very fun, the amount of words that come up. Then you make lots of rounds until you teach them the entire lyric of the mantra, and at the end you perform the kirtanam with them. Next game, it is for pranayama, and it is meant the rainbow breathing. It is an amazing and simple way to perform pranayama with little kids and make them aware of respiratory control. All you need is to draw a rainbow in a piece of paper and give a drawing to every child. Then, as their index finger runs through the colors of the rainbow, they inhale and exhale as indicated. So all of those of you who want to try, we can try it. So place your index finger in the violet color. As we move the finger, we breathe in. Then we go to indigo blue color and we breathe out. In the blue color, we breathe in. In the green, we breathe out. The yellow color makes us breathe in. The orange, breathe out. And the red makes us want to breathe in. And then we can keep going as long as we want. This works really well with very little children. Relaxation game. This is a game for Yoga Nidra. So, então vou pedir a cada de vocês que venha buscar boneco. In this game, every child must have a soft object they can put in their heads. Queres o chapéu? And I will ask all of you to try as well. So you can grab a jacket or a wallet, something you can place in your head. So the goal is for children to learn how to relax when they practice yoga for a little time. To begin, everyone should stand, please, with their feet and arms apart, like if you were a star. And if you have a very big class, like we have here, you just ask the children to move in their places. But if you have little children, you can ask them to walk around the room. Okay, now we will stay in our places. Vocês aqui no palco podem andar à vontade. So the teacher does a kirtanam or sings a soft song. Every time the teacher stops singing, everyone has to lay down as if they were relaxing, preferably in a shavasana. Then, when teacher starts to sing again, the children come up again and the game continues. Okay? So I will start to sing and you will have to move. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. Lay down, lay down, lay down. And you really have to make me believe you are relaxing. Your eyes must be closed. The body must be still. If you have a small group of children, you can also touch them, and that's the sign for them to stand up. If it is a big group of children, just start to sing again. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle. Very nice. When you see the child are able to keep more time in this position, you can start inducing the Yoga Nidra and make them fully relaxed. Okay, you can come to a sitting position again. Our last game, it is called Silence Game, and it is meant to calm the class and prepare the children to perform dharana, continuous concentration. So the teacher, using a stopwatch, counts 1 or 2 minutes, depending on the class ability, to concentrate, and announces the time he or she will time. So everyone should remain silent. I will count 1 minute in my stopwatch. And during this time, you should listen to every sound around you and also inside of you. Then I will ask each of the children which sounds they hear, and they must not repeat what the previous children said. Okay? Let's just do it for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. Let's open our eyes. Mariana, diz-me um som que tenhas ouvido. Someone walking. Okay. Mia. Pessoas a falar. People talking. E a Vitória? Não ouviste nada? She was so concentrated she couldn't hear anything. You, Miguel? She heard someone breathing. Okay. Thank you. So, these were some of the games. He heard someone breathing, a girl breathing. Now I finished the yoga games I wanted to teach you, and I just wanted to conclude. Tell you that as we learn children's way of thinking and their language, we understand each one of us has the power to transform the present into a brighter future through playing. When working with children, this reality is exponential. Among games and play, my wish is that more and more yoga teachers have the courage to dedicate themselves to children and leave in them the seed of yoga, that is a fraternal, lucid seed, a seed of future. If you want to know more ideas of yoga for children games and plays, you can follow us on Instagram and also acquire our Yoga Games magazine here at Yoga Vidya.